Evening guys, Daniel from the tool room. How are you all doing? I hope you are all doing well this evening. Now, I've been doing some modifications, guys. I've been really struggling to sort of find the best way to keep my tool bags. They're either too heavy or, there's too much in one, too much in the other. And I've got my backpack, which I was using for servicing, and I was just finding it too heavy all the time. And I was having so much stuff in it that, you know, I didn't ever really use on servicing, that I've tried to sort of really, really whittle it down now. I tried having a smaller service bag, as you saw before, as a subscriber suggested to me, but I just couldn't justify having a, expensive climbing backpack and using a little old CK thing that I'd ruined years ago. So I've gone to this backpack now. Backpack. This isn't a backpack. I've gone to, putting most of my tools in this bag now. So just about everything's in here, which means there's very little left in my backpack. So I was just going to show you around what I had in it, and show you what I've done to these bags now to try and make them sort of more useful for me. Now, if you remember, this is the rolling tool organizer. So you can see he's got his wheels there, and he's got his lifty up handle here. Okay, so this is the one I pull around. Now, the main advantage of this thing is that it can take like 90 kilograms of weight. Whereas, the backpack, I'm not sure how much weight it's going to take, but not like anywhere near that. And I kept like feeling like I was overloading it because I had too many things in all the pockets. Whereas now I've like got quite a lot of pockets empty in it. So I'm just going to show you what I keep in here, see what you think. So I'm going to start at the front here. So I've added this here, which I butchered off my old CK little tote. And this is just a tape hook on here. Now, clearly I have dropped my bag in the mud, which is annoying, but never mind. I'll brush that off eventually. And I just put that on a little D-ring here and hang it on the front. So I've got, these aren't the colour tapes I'd usually keep on here, to be honest. I like to have a brown, a blue, an earth. I like that one. A grey and a white and a red. Brown, blue and earth, obviously, for the newest colours. A grey if I'm taping up any sort of emergency lighting, grey, twin and earth. And I like red for taping up the end, taping the earths up on fire cables, so it looks nice and neat. So I used to keep something here. I can't remember what I used to keep in this front pocket, but now I keep that empty because it's open to the elements. So I try and avoid having any of the pockets open to the elements now. So I just keep that empty. Actually, I've just realised a couple of drill bits in here. Which shouldn't live in there actually, but yeah, I've got some drill bits living in there and some ear protectors, so there we go, buried at the bottom of the tool bag. Right, so we'll just start with this front pocket then, shall we? Now, this front pocket is pretty cool because it just opens into a little sort of trolley tray like that. In here I keep this bendy magnet thing because it is useful if you drop something off a ladder, but then again you just think, well, is it actually useful? Because how often will I have that in my hand if I drop something on a ladder? But, these magnets have got me out of trouble before, so I tend to keep that in there. I've got in here a BNC crimps for any CCTV work. These are green pars, and they are a Swedish make, so they're quite pricey, they're quite good. And also in this little pocket here, which I'm actually going to move, bear with me. This will come up again later, bear with me. Pretend you didn't see that. Now let's put the BNC crimps back. Okay, in here I've got some Klein automatic wire strippers. So these are a really useful tool. I love these. I love the fact they got the nice journeyman style handles on them. I have some pipe cutters, or in my case trunking cutters. These are a really, really cheap make, and these are from Aldi or Lidl or something like that. I thought they'd be absolute rubbish, but they're ratcheting and they're actually really quite good. So yeah, weirdly they've stayed there, and they're work zone, so that's by far the cheapest tool I've got in there, but they are really, really good. So I've kept them because I've had no reason to change them. I've got a set of Klein tin snips, which are useful on ceilings. I have got a laser distance measurer in there, company issue, so that lives in there. Right, now in here I've got a little bag, and that is full of all my most used drill bits, and it's got a bit of earthing cable in there, useful stuff like that. I'd rather do that than carry on what I used to, which used to be like all my drill bits. I used to keep all the boxes in here, which was just ridiculous. And oh look, we haven't seen this before. And I've decided to also keep this in there. This is for my hacksaw, and my hacksaw's actually got like a bit you can poke this in the end of it, and I'll show you that, and you can actually use the tool just as a mini hacksaw as well, because it's actually got a little extension bit you can put in the end. So that's a little CK Magma bag I've got there. I've got 3 of these. I've got a little red one in my service bag. I've got the biggest one in my fire extinguisher bag, and this is my medium-sized one. So this is a sore subject at the moment. This is my Klein tape measure, and I was using this. My wife's having me redo the garden, and I was using this to measure the garden to know how much weed suppressant we needed. And I was just walking along and pulling the tape measure out to my heart's content, and didn't see the big massive sign on it which says stop here, and I pulled it out too far and ruined it. So it still works, but it doesn't really suck in very well now, so you kind of have to put it in yourself. So that's a real shame. I might go to CEF, tell them what I've done, be honest about it, and maybe they'll replace it for me on Klein's warranty. Who knows? But that's a shame. But you know, my fault. I broke it, so can't really blame anyone but myself about that. Keeping here some little Armeg PZ2 bits. I don't think they are any good for I don't think they are any good for an impact driver, to be honest, because they're not impact rated. I just don't think they are. But they are magnetic on the end, which is useful if you're putting something into a ceiling or something like that. So I just keep them in here. I've got a set of Wera Hex Plus Allen keys, or L keys if you're American. And I've also got some of the a set of the Wera Torx sets, and these are cool. These are the security ones as well. They're a really great set of Allen keys actually, and Torx sets. And it's even got a little magnet on the bottom, a magnetizer, demagnetizer on the bottom there. So that's pretty cool. I used to have these stuck together as one set, but I found when I did that, they all got pushed up and down, and they all started falling out. So it ended up being more of an irritation than a convenience. I also got a little During marker pen in there. So these all kind of only go in one way, but they do all fit in there, which is quite cool. Some over the other. So, and that's the front pocket. So you can see, this is what I like about this bag. You can fit, you know, quite a lot just in the front pocket, and you can actually shove a few things down there as well if you want. And underneath this pocket, the bag will still shut. So you've got to keep it reasonably flush, but it will still shut. Right then, moving swiftly on, there is a little side pocket in here. Again, it's just protect from the elements. In here I have a little, I don't really use this. I can see it's useful. This is a little company shoe strippers they gave me, a little Yakari one, which is, it's a good little thing. I have played with it, but I don't tend to use it much, but it's useful to have. I have my Nebo little Larry. Used to have a big Larry, but I lost it. That was annoying. And it does a very bright and flashy red. Don't know what that's for. And I have a Klein NCVT3 non-contact voltage stick and light. So they just live in there, and they fit neatly in there. So that's nice. So put that back in there, and they fit neatly in there. There we go. So here we have another little pocket here with a little zipper on, and in here I keep my arbor with my quick release 20mm hole saw in. It's my Bosch one. I've got some Marksman's, marker pens, and of course a 3.5mm tap, useful when you mess something up, which happens, you know, occasionally. You know, they can be a bit fragile. Some of the boxes you keep for the MCPs and stuff for fire, they can be a bit fragile. You can mess up the threads sometimes, so they're useful to have. Right, now it's inside. I've made the modifications. So I don't know if you can see in here, I keep this torch attached here, so if it's a bit dark I can shine it in there. And what I've done, I've made a screwdriver holder. Hang on, I need to get some height here. Bear with me. Right, that's slightly better. So I've made in here a screwdriver holder, just out of some simple wood, and I attach that torch on here, so if I need to see in here I can. So this is purely a tool bag torch, and this is my bag I'll use for any kind of installations, but it is jam packed in here. So I'll go through what's in here slowly but surely. So let's just pull it out, shall we? So we have a Makita combi drill. This is the DHP 458, so we got that. And we have the Makita impact driver, and this is the DTD 152. So we keep them in there. Now I used to keep my big SDS in there as well, but it won't really fit. But I don't need my SDS for anything. That is a pretty decent drill, to be fair, so it does most things. So it's only occasionally I'll need my SDS, so I'll just grab that out of the van if I need it, so it doesn't live in my tool bag anymore. We keep a good old 16-ounce Stanley hammer in here, fiberglass hammer. Not the greatest hammer in the world, but for what I need it for, it works. It's absolutely fine. We've got a hacksaw for cutting conduit or anything like that. Also good for cutting off the odd bolt or screw or something sticking out. And that's what I was on about, with our little blade goes in the front, so you can use it as a little junior hacksaw and put the blade on the front there, and that's a Klein. And what I like about this as well, it's even got a little thing in there to keep extra blades in, so that's a useful thing to have. So we've got that. What else we got? We've got a Barco bit set, which keep in there. So we've got some long extensions in there, lots of little bits in there. Keep one of those arm egg things in there. Chucked a couple of extra little things in there. So we got one of them, already missing a couple of bits, and it's pretty new, to be fair. So yeah, Barco bit set, so that's in there. What else we got? Yes, we've got a Martindale proving unit, very useful, company issue one. Obviously these are the only ways you can do your safe isolation procedure with one of them. So, and then to match up with that, of course, we also have, I'm feeling blind here. There we are. We also have the Martindale lock-off kit. So we've got that as well. So got that in there. We have a DeWalt flashlight. So that's quite good if I just want to sit it somewhere and just turn it on. It's running out of batteries. Oh, I think it'll conk out in a minute. Or not. Maybe it's fine. So yeah, that just sort of sits on a shelf or something, or it'll hang. So it's quite, it's running out of batteries, sorry. So it'll just hang on something. So it's quite useful if you're in a dark room, if you've got the emergency lights off and you're trying to service while that's happening. Because I normally do that because it just saves time. And then you can perhaps see a bit more how I've got the bag set up then. So you've got all your pockets at the side there, and then you got your screwdrivers. So what screwdrivers have we got? We have, this one's pretty hard to get out actually, so it's lucky I hardly ever use it. Oh man, I'm going to give up on that bit. Oh, sorry about that, I'm having trouble focusing today as well. We have a Klein screwdriver here, and this one's got this sort of Phillips end on it to captivate the screwdrivers. It's just Phillips number 2, but it's quite good when you're trying to put something into the ceiling or something like that. So we've got a Klein number 2 Phillips there. We have a Magnuson rat tail file. I think I broke the end off that somehow. So that's for if you cut a 20mm hole out of a metal panel or something, it's good to have that so you can file it down so it's not too sharp on the cables. We have a 6.5 flat Weir screwdriver. We have a flathead, I think that's a 4mm chisel driver, so that's useful to have. We've got a 5.5 flat Klein insulated screwdriver, 1000-volt one. We have a Phillips number 2 insulated screwdriver by Klein. We have a Weir 8mm flat screwdriver insulated. We have a Posse number 1 insulated screwdriver by Klein. We have a flathead 3.5, I think. No, that's a 4. Sorry, 4mm flat by Klein, insulated. We have a little multi-bit sort of precision screwdriver by Klein. That's not insulated, but it's a useful little thing to have. That is when you get really small screws on things. We have a Posi number 2 by Klein, insulated. We have a 5.5 flat by Klein, insulated. We have a Termi driver by Klein, insulated. And we have randomly an extra terminal driver. Well, it's not randomly, because I always keep an extra terminal driver, because you can snap these things, can't you? So this is a insulated one. This is a wee heart, that is. But you can snap them, can't you? We have a CK All plasterboard punch. So it's got 5, 6 and 7mm plasterboard punch, so that's useful to have. In there we have a gecko grip. I don't know if you've seen these before. Super Rod gecko grip. These are magnetics. You can put them in the walls and pull your cable by a magnet in the wall. Demonstration there. Hope you get the idea. So we got a gecko grip, and we have a good old standard Armeg knife. Armeg sort of standy style knife. So as you can see, there's quite a bit in here. Right, moving on to the side then. We have a Barco adjustable spanner, small adjustable spanner. We have a Knipex pliers wrench, 180mm one of them. This is a great little tool. This does kind of make the adjustable spanner redundant, because it's just, but they're really expensive, so I bought that one for now, and I use the Barco with it. Well, the Barco wasn't cheap, that was about 22 quid as well, but the Knipex are far more expensive. But I kind of use them together if I need to, in sync. I've got 180mm Knipex Cobras. We all know what they're like and how good they are. Now this is a bit more unusual. I've got a duckbill pliers. This is by Craftsman, and this is a really old one. It's the old Made in the USA Craftsman. This is Craftsman USA, and I just saw this on eBay and it was going cheap. Sorry to make it look like a German flag. It is an American tool. But the advantage this has over a needle nose is that it hasn't got teeth on it, so it will pull like a dead wire. It's not insulated, but it will pull a dead wire without damaging it at all. So that's quite useful to have. It's one of those things that when you need it sort of thing. Got this tool stuck. I have a Knipex these are brand new shears. So you strip with the top, shear with the bottom. So that's the 95/16-200. I have a Knipex adjustable wire strippers. Don't really use that often, but they are useful if you've got cables with not much length on them coming down from the ceiling or something. They are useful to get a grip on them. So I do use them sometimes, but very rarely. Good old Knipex needle nose. These are all 1000 volts, by the way. Keep them in there. A Stabila torpedo level, and I have its big brother there, the Old Faithful up there, but I rarely use that. Well, I never use that for work. So I've got a Stabila torpedo level. I've had that for so long. I've got a couple of Weira Joker wrenches. Got a 30mm and a 10mm. So they're great little tools. I haven't really had much chance to use them yet, but yeah, I picked them up. But again, they're pricey or so and so as well. We have a Klein Tools insulated combination pliers with a crimp in there. We have a Klein Tools sheetrock knife, or plasterboard saw, whatever you want to call it, and that opens to this is good because it folds for a start, so it doesn't damage your bag, and it opens to it opens out like that, so you can use it like at that angle, or it'll open out fully. So that's a good little saw. We have a Knipex Cobra. This is the quick set one, so it's only got the teeth on the one side, so you can just slide it up and down without pressing the button and lock it into place. So that's pretty cool. It's got the comfort grips on it. That's the 250mm version. We have to go with that, I haven't managed to get two of the big Cobras yet. We've got an Alligator, which pretty much does the same thing, but it's got a different sliding motion. So that's the Alligator. We have a Knipex lineman's pliers. Absolutely love these things. These possibly, I just love these. They'll just cut through anything. And like I say, I bought these as a gimmick. Just wondering what they were, because I saw all the Americans used them. And I think they are just such a better tool than a combination pliers in general. And I just find myself reaching for these so much more often than I ever thought I would. So I love them. Good old Knipex side cutters. Just bog standard side cutters. And then we have an empty tool bag, and you can see the wondrous professionalism that is my screwdriver holder there. So, okay, this has gone on 21 minutes now, so we'll try and now fit in what is left for my service bag. So yeah, that was the big monster then. So this does now mean there's a heck of a lot less in my service bag. Let me show you what I mean. So in here, all I keep in here is hand sanitizer and my little bag here, which has, like, you know, fuses in it, little crimp ends, things like that. See, there's all sorts of little you know, screws and fixings, and oh, actually, these need to go back in here. There you go, all sorts of little screws and fixings and stuff, and little bits and bobs I might need just on a service. So I've justified them being in here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is try and justify, because lots of people have said my service bag was way too ridiculously heavy, you'd never need all that stuff. So I'm trying to justify this now. Okay, so this is just my meter pouch, and in here I just keep my alligator clips, and you know, my thermocoupler, stuff like that, just all the bits of my meter really that I don't want to lose, because it'll spoil the meter. And up here now in this pocket, all it keeps a head torch, because that comes in useful, and my fire alarm keys, and panel keys. That's it. Okay, so that's the whole outside of the bag. That's all I keep on there. So I've really whittled that down. Now, I used to have 2 or 3 things in every pocket on here, but now I think you'll agree I've been quite a good boy, and you can see there are a lot of empty pockets on here, or, you know, sparsely filled pockets, to be fair. So I won't put everything out, just keep it down. Okay, so let me try and justify everything here. Now, sometimes on a service, I'll find something that needs just nipping up or tightening, like, you know, a 20mm plastic fixing or something like that. You know, I might need to check something on MCP, perhaps, you know, which might need tightening or loosening. So I just keep that little 125mm Knipex Cobra, because that'll do that for me. Sometimes, you know, when I look in a panel, things are scruffy, they're longer than they need to be. Same with an intruder panel. This little 125mm side cutter, Knipex side cutter, is really good for cutting little cables like that, and that is for cable ties. It's a little 125mm Knipex Super Nips here. That does flush cuts on cable ties, so that's cool. So obviously on a service as well, you might see some metal, you know, fire cables that aren't cut flush, and they can be sharp. So a good service, you know, you'll just look at things like that, and you'll just cut things like that down. So, you know, they're just good little things to look at. Okay, a knife, because, you know, it's useful to have a knife. This is a cable stripping knife. I don't really use it for that, but, you know, I use it more as a standing knife really, but, you know, it'll do a nice straight line. Right, now this is my Klein NCVT6. I use this mostly, and it has got a voltage tester on it. You can watch my full review of this, but I mostly use it for the distance measurer, because I need that for you know, quoting and things like that. So it does have a laser distance measurer on it, and I do use it mostly for that. And actually, I think I'm going to keep it in there instead, because it gets less squashed. I've got a sound meter. This just tells people if the fire alarm is loud enough, and it's actually run out of batteries, which is curious because it's pretty brand new. This is just supplied by my company, so that's just to tell people if the fire alarm is loud enough. Scissors. little CK scissors, used for cutting tape. I haven't actually got any tape in this bag. I do mean to keep a bit of tape because it's always useful to have a bit of tape. Like if you find like an end where your earth isn't sleeved properly on like a 24-volt fire cable or anything like that, really, it's useful to have a bit of cable and a scissors just to cut that. That's a CK one. Not insulated, even though it looks the colours of insulation. A bit naughty that was, but it's not insulated. At least I don't think it is anyway. Don't think it says it's insulated on it anyway. Yeah, I think it would tell you if it was, wouldn't it? But no, it doesn't say it's insulated, so I'm going to assume it's not. Okay, up here, multimeter, obviously I need that for servicing, for doing the tests, and a battery tester, so need that. Okay, then I've got my Klein Tool Check Plus. No, I haven't. It's a Wearer Tool Check Plus. Sorry, Wearer, sorry. It's not a Klein Tool Check Plus. Now that, combined with my bendy screwdriver, and my ratchety screwdriver, and my stubby screwdriver, which I keep my extension bar on, that combined with that, I mean, there's nothing really I come across that I can't undo with that. So sometimes on servicing, when you're getting in different types of panels or things like that, or checking stuff, if I want to look at something, there's nothing I can't really undo with that. So I keep that in here, and that's really useful to have. Okay. Now my installation bag, as I've shown you, this will always come in as well. So I'll have all this stuff as well with that. So that's why I was tempted to keep a bit too much. A demo driver, I just keep another one of these in here because it's just useful to have, really. If you do want to whack something out, or if you see a sharp edge on something, you can chisel it away. So it's quite useful to have occasionally, just for looking at little things you do on a service. Now, do I really use all these screwdrivers? Not really, but I don't really want to separate the set because it's a nice set, and I've got room in here, so why not? So these are the Wearer 1000-volt, they're stainless steel tip screwdrivers, and these are mostly the flats and the posies, and then these ones are, the yellow ones are mostly the Phillips, with the exception of the zeros. The zeros are yellow as well for posi too. So this basically is any screwdriver, any sort of size I'll come across, really, with the insulated set. And I like having the stainless steel ones. I don't need stainless steel ones, but I do like the differences in colour, so I can tell a posi from a stainless steel, or from a PZ, or what a posi from, it's a late night, posi from a Phillips and stuff, just by the colour of it. So they're quite useful for that. And they're a bit different from other people's screwdrivers because everyone's got these, so you just get them mixed up and things. I've got my little Klein knife here, mostly just for opening boxes and things like that. It's really useful for that, but it has got some little cool features, and you can watch them on my review. So this is brand spanking new out, this knife, and I really like this. Really like this knife. So yeah, I keep that in here, because it's the kind of thing I'd keep on me in my pocket, really. I don't really use it for servicing, but I'd keep it on me in my pocket, but I'm not allowed to carry a knife like that around in public, obviously, so I'll just keep it in my bag. Well, I'm not allowed to, the blade is just slightly on what's too long to carry around in your pocket, should I say, when you're off site, should I say. So I tend to put it back in my bag. And again, another Nebo little Larry. These are just great little torches, and they're magnetic on the end, and they've got a little clip so you can fit them in your pocket. So I keep that in there as well, which is useful. And then I keep a set of automatic crimpers. Now, quite often I'll find battery terminals loose. I might find, that people have used chock blocks to hold things together when I look at a panel on my service, so they'll need to be crimped, because that's what you need for a permanent fix on fire alarms now. So yeah, they need to be done properly. So I keep my automatic crimpers. This is a Klein one, on me at all times, and that's a really good crimpers. I'd recommend that one. So yeah, so that is it. That's literally all I keep in my service bag now. There you go, pen as well. The good old Milwaukee Inksole. I should keep a pen in there as well. So yeah, pen's useful. But yeah, you can see it's quite Spartan now. Now if I come up here, back up here, because I've forgotten something here, haven't I? Right, so cutters wise, you often need the cutters for something or the other. So I just keep my Nipex cable, Nipex insulation pliers here. They've got the cable shears for the fire alarm. They've got the 2.5, 1.5. So they've got them should I need something. Okay, should I need to tidy something up, and I keep my favourite side cutters in here. So that's it really. That's all I keep. So I've really whittled it down. If you remember my old tool bag, I had every Nipex thing under the sun in here, didn't I? So I had cutters, strippers, I had everything in here. I had automatic climb wire strippers in here. I just had everything in here, and I've just put them all in my other bag now. The only problem is it makes it extremely heavy, but that rolling tool tote is supposed to take 90k, so that's cool. So yeah, I hope you think I've been a bit more sensible with this. This is certainly a lot lighter than it was now, and hopefully you feel that everything in you is justified. And yeah, that's it really. I just wanted to show you my update on this because it's been a bit of a bone of contention really, hasn't it? I wanted to keep this video under 30 minutes. I failed. I've gone to 30:55, but just to announce, we have gone over 400 subscribers now, so I'm really grateful to that, guys. Thank you very much for everyone who subscribed. Please keep liking and subscribing. Please keep commenting. Sorry I don't reply to all the comments at the moment. I'm just a bit busy with stuff at the moment, mostly labouring for the wife. So there you go. But yeah, I will try and reply to them in due course, so just bear with me, please, if that's all right. Like I say, like and subscribe, hit the bell icon so you don't miss any videos. And yeah, have a good night, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video. Night.